Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all fantastic. How was your weekend? I hope you had a great weekend. I had a really good weekend. It was beautiful here. Saturday hit almost 80 degrees. It was 78, I think. Em and I took the bike out for a while, played some board games together. I got a lot of work in here done. Just a really beautiful day. And then yesterday it was warm but rainy and overcast. So I got to do quite a bit of work down here. And I know some of you saw some posts that I made on Instagram, all my social medias, about the router table. I came down Saturday and I got it all assembled. I got all the parts that I had made up earlier, all the pocket holes drilled, got it all put together. I ended up assembling it slightly differently than I had anticipated, and it's fine. Like, it just, the way that I stacked the pieces, I did it slightly differently, and ended up cutting down one of the center divider for the big drawers. There's going to be two deep drawers and then one really long, shallow drawer on the bottom. I did that just because I don't need long drawers for anything, but I figured I could find something to put in there, like, I don't know, something will live in there when I'm not using it. But I needed more, I'd rather have more individual drawers. So anyway, put all of that together on Saturday, and then Sunday I came down. The intention was to do all the little things, like I put edge banding on all the exposed plywood, put a 1/4 inch back on it, put the little brace pieces in the top. That's not important. And then, I had forgot that there was supposed to be a divider on the right compartment. I was going to make two drawers in the right side compartment, and I forgot to put the center divider in there. So I just made some runners and tacked them in place with some glue, and then made a piece to go across the front. So once the drawers are in there, you won't notice that it was, you won't know I screwed up. It'll just look completely normal. So I got all that done on Sunday, and then I thought about how am I going to make the top. I knew that I wanted to make the top 2 layers of 3/4 inch plywood. I have still 2 full sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, so I have plenty to play with, and it's not the greatest plywood. I bought like 5 sheets of this Sandee, Sandee, hardwood plywood at Home Depot back in 2018 or 2019 when I built M's desk, 2019. And it's been sitting here because we built the desk, and I just really do not like this plywood. It's the veneer is maybe a 1/64 of an inch thick. It's really thin, and it's some sort of tropical hardwood that is super fibrous. And so, like, just blue tape on it. If you leave the blue tape on long enough and peel it, it'll tear up the fibers. Like, it's really not great. So I'm using it for these shop projects, and so I thought, I've got it, I'm going to use it. And my initial thought was I would screw the base piece down to the cabinet, then put the top piece on and screw up through the base piece into the top piece, so the top piece could be interchangeable. I don't know why I would ever interchange it, though. So I just decided to glue them together, and I cut them out a little oversized, glued them together, and then trimmed them out on the table saw. And I think the top is currently, it's going to end up being a little bigger. It was supposed to be 36 by 24. I think it's going to end up being more like 37 by 25 because I'm going to edge all of it in some hardwood. I don't know. I've got lots of cherry and oak laying around, so something will get wrapped around it. And then, so I did that, and then I am using the Craig router plate, universal router plate, with the leveling feet. So these feet get mounted inside the cabinet, and then this sits on top, and there's like some little leveling things that go in here. So in order to install this, I had to cut a hole the same size as the router plate, just slightly bigger. I put some pieces of masking tape on here to size my hole. So I thought about how I was going to cut this out, and I decided what I would do is trace that out. I read the instructions. The instructions are really clear on how to do it, and I'm doing it the way the instructions instruct you to do it, and that is put down some, here I'll show you. maybe. It's kind of heavy. I mean, it is a bunch of... The instructions tell you to line the plate with strips of wood, and then you can use this as a routing template. So first off, drill out the center of these holes with a 1.5 inch Forstner bit, which I just happen to have one, and then flush trim all of this with a router so that this opening will be the same size as the router plate. And then the feet will mount down here, and then the little set screws, and then they'll stand up. So I had to do this by hand with my little battery drill because my drill press is throat depth. I mean, I probably could have pulled the drill press throat forward. Mine is adjustable. I just didn't, and I just drilled them by hand, which was quite vigorous. And then jigsaw this out. And so I got it all jigsawed, which I burnt up 2 blades doing that because 1.5 inch thick plywood with a jigsaw, that one snapped, the other one, they were barely coming through, like they're not really designed to be that long. So it was a real pain. And I got that far, and then I got my router out and got my bits out, and that's when I realized I don't own a patterning bit. I own flush trim bits, which are typically bottom bearing, but I don't own a top bearing patterning bit. So I need to go to the store and buy a top bearing patterning bit so I can start this process, and then I can finish it with a flush trim bit from the underside. You know, just one of those moments where I was like, well, crap, I can't even finish this job because I don't own the tools to finish the job. Whoopsie. So we'll do that hopefully, one night this week. I have the kids this week, so I'm not doing game night, and that means I'll be here, and hopefully I can get to the store. But I currently don't have a car because it's in the shop. Hopefully I'll get it back soon. So it's been a little bit weird, but I had a good weekend. I had a great weekend. I've really been enjoying working down here, just doing anything. This was a fun one. I know we talked last week about I didn't know what project, whatever, or 2 weeks ago, and then I just started working on the router table, and I saw how easily that cabinet went together. I have built cabinets before, but I've never built one, I guess, that intricate. It's not really intricate, but I saw how easily that went together, and I thought, why have I been waiting to do this? Oh, the other thing was I ordered drawer slides. I was going to make drawers for it yesterday when this all went to shit, and my original intention was to just build boxes and put them in the holes so they would slide. I decided at the end of the day yesterday, or Saturday, after putting the edge banding on, I think those drawers would... The edge banding that I use is iron-on, and I sanded it all so it's nice and smooth, and it shouldn't catch, but it's going to catch, and eventually you'll just tear the edge banding off. And so after thinking about it for a while, I decided I'm just going to buy drawer slides. So I bought they're $6 a pair for the 18-inch Amazon Euro style, like the crappy 2 wheels on the metal track. They're not ball bearing slides. Ball bearing slides are great. I see a lot of people use them in their shops, and I don't think that's a great idea because the grease that's in those ball bearings, it will get super dirty. And I know that people say they last forever. I would rather just use the crappy Euro style. Also, the crappy Euro style are bottom mount, so if you've never used them before, they mount to the bottom of the drawer. You screw up through. And so that means I don't have to rabbet a drawer bottom. I'll just staple the drawer bottom to the drawer, and then the mount is actually holding it all in place. All the weight is sitting on the bottom and instead of on a side or a little rabbet or whatever. So waiting on those to show up, and then I'll start making drawers because I need to get some measurements before I can do that. So yeah, what'd you do this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is lethargic. It is an adjective meaning drowsy and sluggish and lacking vigor. Great talents by the rust of long disuse grow lethargic and shrink from what they were. Ovid, a Roman poet. Lethargic, Lethargic. Lethargy is something I battle with. I have something called Epstein-Barr, which is also known as, chronic fatigue if it triggers too much. And so I'm very familiar with lethargy. Not a fan. I much more enjoy doing things.